creative expression with tools and technology. Let's take a step back for a broader view. What began with handheld tools, whether of constructive or creative craft, has led to some pretty cool advances in technology that enable completely new mediums for artistic exchange. Born in Bradford, England in 1937, David Hockney was educated in a traditional painting at the Bradford College of Art before experimenting with abstract expressionism at the Royal College of Art in London. He has been best known for his photo collage and his large iconic paintings of Los Angeles pools.
A brush is technology. A brush. The first technology is brushes, pencils, pens, things like that. The technology, of course, that you draw with. I got an iPhone and then I found you could draw on it. And I began drawing on the iPhone. And I'd send them out to people. I'd just send them. So I'd draw flowers and things, and I'd made about 200 drawings on the phone.
Born in Los Angeles but based in New York, Wiley applied classic portraiture painting techniques to portray urban black and brown youth as heroic, powerful, and majestic.
What we have now is a communication ability. We have the ability to see working ideas that are going on in the great cities throughout the world. And whether you live in Shanghai or you live in Sao Paulo, you have the ability of seeing and knowing the ideas of some of the greatest minds of our generation.
American filmmaker Brett Ratner not only directs features and music videos, but also is a producer, screenwriter, and film editor. His best known works are the Rush Hour film series and the prequel The Silence of the Lambs films.
Young artists from any part of the planet. You could be from Afghanistan and have a camera and have a desire to tell a story. And that actual child or kid making a film from the middle of nowhere can actually put something up on YouTube and have the world experience it. That is, to me, the most exciting time.
The symbiosis between art and technology is more influential with each invented medium that enables societal expression. Some speculation tells of a technological vacuum in which all things point to a singular connectivity of mind. We tell stories through mediums and tools of technology, and on a larger scale, everything is being recorded. Humanity's expressive record, though full of story, is also a massive environment of media to sort through. Sometimes we spend more time expressing and not enough time connecting through real time human to human experiences. Scooter Braun is the founder and CEO of the SB Projects, an entertainment agency that manages and publicizes artists in film, television, and music. Two of his most well known clients are Asher Roth and Justin Bieber.
We spend too much of our time staring at our cell phones, too much of our time answering all the different things that are coming and trying to keep up with the amount of questions that are so easily there, the FaceTimes, the emails, the texts, the WhatsApp message, the Snapchat, the tweets, all these things that just consume us, and we don't, I have a newborn son. You got to put the phone down and look at your son, and soon he'll be running around, and you'll want to go outside and run around with him, and there's no app for that. That's just taking the time of being a human.
While his pop art pieces are very well known, artist Edward Rushka also dabbles in photography and photographic collages along his paintings and drawings. His most famous work, 26 Gasoline Stations, in 1963, is a series of black and white photographs taken between his Roscoe's Los Angeles home and his parents' home in Oklahoma City.
I know lots of artists who are just totally committed to the smell of oil paint, and that's it for them, and they're not interested in anything else. And I can identify with that, but I also see these other people as using the world to make their statement, bringing, technological advances and fusing them together to make a new picture.
Our desire for inventive technological creativity is not perfect. There are pros and cons to the developmental changes brought upon by a digital age of expression. Still, humanity's technological progress increasingly resides in a virtual and digitally augmented world, one created and enabled by a desire to share content. That has birthed a synaptic transfer of information for an internet based collective, a digital hive mind of expressively connected bits and bytes. What were once silos of thoughts, tools, and disparate concepts are now feasible means of operational automation for individual computing environment to centralized platforms of shared information. We are what we share.
Okay, so we have two first subjective synthesis created for the class 6300, and they're good, both of them, and yeah, very much valid as submissions for this assignment. Yeah, yes.
They are very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually drawn to that time-lapse video of the ice sculptures, that the bird cage one at the end I felt was the strongest out of the separate objects that they were working with. With this particular video, the recent one you just showed us, I remember last semester you gave us the link to that video where he drew clips from it, and he was sort of I guess in a way he was actually I was a little bit, I felt like I understood what he was communicating, but I wasn't entirely sure how the imagery connected with his discussion about the integration of digital media.
And art, yeah.
But the first several videos you showed us, I felt were much stronger in communicating that visually.
And do you know who else is part of this group?
No, I don't know.
No, I think, well, it's group 2 and 3. I think I'm missing one more subjective synthesis. There's probably one critique that I will make to both of them, is that they are not enough subjective to my taste. Meaning that I'm not saying that they are not good, I'm saying that they are very good, but not enough subjective, meaning that there's not enough of a clear statement of something that is presented consistently throughout the work. And I know it's one of the difficulties when you're working in a group to synthesize several different ideas and concepts, and that's probably the difficulty of the exercise, but I think it's a matter of keep trying to do it and keep trying to understand how can one collective subjectivity arise from this exercise, because that's the point. The point is not only to understand what is art, technology and digital media. The point is to understand how can we synthesize a collective subjectivity, which is something that I think is very important, because the kind of works in which we or you students in ATEC will end up, it's really that kind of situation where your work will have to integrate or will have to foster the integration of several subjectivities. If you work in a game studio or if you work in an animation studio, that's exactly the situation where you're in, where there's a project and multiple opinions and views on that project, and only one thing is the output. And that one thing, which is the output, has to reflect everyone's subjective inputs. And that's a real challenging activity. And I think that with the two videos that we have here, we are getting close to it, but there's still we need to keep trying. We need to keep trying, and but we're almost there. In the second one, which is just that timeline from 1960, I don't remember when, to 62 to 2016, has a sense of that subjective synthesis, but I think that the choice of the historical or the artists and people, it doesn't look to me that these choices reflect a convergence in the group, but rather that they are something external to the group. But that's fine, and that's well done, and it's very well summarized and presented. The other one presenting a series of individual projects typical of students engaged in ATEC. I think it's a very good idea, and there is probably something to find in the form of the various presentations that relates more to the individual works of art, but still it's a very good one. So let's maybe, I think that's probably it for today.
But it's interesting how the second one, from what I understood, is trying to deal with an idea throughout the whole video.
Yeah.
He's discussing a point. I mean, they are trying to make a statement about something in particular. Whereas for the first video, it's several projects which, when they're taking all together, and then there's a point where I was lost. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to say by all these various, presentation.
I guess they are trying to say the typical thing that digital technologies is a pharmacon in the Platonic sense, meaning that it's something that has two sides and two types of effects. One of them being positive, allowing for greater communication, fluidity in the work processes, and the other one, it's a negative one, saying that it removes us from the real world, from direct human interaction. So I think that's what they're saying is this, and that probably artistic expression is the best way to reconcile these two aspects of the digital technologies. And I think that the point that they're making is saying that yes, artists represent that nice blend between the two aspects of the pharmacon of digital technologies.
That's a Stiglerish interpretation that they're making for you.
Yeah, to my understanding of what they mean, but they are welcome to answer that interpretation and say, well, yeah, it's really what we wanted to say. I will interrupt this one, and because I need to take a phone call.
Okay.
And so I think that's it for the first one, 6300.